the Galaxy A56. It is running One UI 7 before the Galaxy S24 series officially. But how does it stack up in terms of how it works on the A56, especially in comparison to the S25 and even the beta on the S24? Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. Today we look at the Galaxy A56 and its version of One UI 7. At this point, we know that One UI 7 has been sort of substantially delayed for previous generation phones, but every new phone Samsung is launching has got this bit of software on here. If we go into About Phone and into software information, it's right there at the top, One UI 7. But what does it bring? Well, there's quite a bit that makes its way across from the Galaxy S25 onto the A56. First thing to sort of kind of look at is, I guess, the quick panel. And you've got notifications on one side, and then swipe across, you've got the quick panel on the other. And according to how it looks, it's exactly the same as the quick panel on the S25 series. There doesn't appear to be any differences. If you go into the two edit icons, it appears as if even if you go into panel settings, that everything is still kind of there the same. Awesome. Right down to the modes button that has been included on the S25, it's also there on the A56. Of course, you would miss out on some toggles. So, for example, DeX isn't available on A series, yet you see it there on the S25. The next one would be the app drawer. So if we swipe up, by the looks of it, at least out of the box, it was set to horizontal. Whereas if I go to the three dots and go to sort, I can change it to alphabetical and it'll be vertical, same as it is on the Galaxy S25. Now, obviously, the One UI 7 on the S25 brought a stack of new software features regarding AI. Barely any of them have come down to the A series, although Samsung have grouped together some features under a heading they're calling Advanced Intelligence. So if we go into the settings and into Advanced Features, we have Intelligent Features. Now, it's quite interesting to me what they've brought in here because Object Eraser, well, that's just the Object Eraser from the gallery, but they've now grouped it under Intelligent Features. You've got Best Face. Now, we know how Best Face works, but just in case you weren't aware, I could demonstrate it for you. You need to have Motion Photo turned on. So I'm going to turn that on because what Motion Photo does is it captures 3 seconds before the photo is taken. And then the way Best Face works, as you can see here, my eyes are closed, is if I hit the edit tool and I can go into this 4-dot menu and hit Best Face, you will now find sort of a better version of my face, preferably one with my eyes open. As you can see, it will swap it out and then I can hit done and it adds it in. This is also on the S25, so Samsung have brought this back. They've also grouped in here edit suggestions, which it's literally, if you swipe up on a photo, it will add in some edit suggestions there, like a background effect or a remaster. And depending on the photo, those sort of suggestions will change. You can add custom filters in the camera. So if you go into the camera and at the top corner here, you've got a little filter icon. If you hit the plus icon, this is where it's got custom features. So the way this works is if you select a photo, it will actually draw on colors from that photo to create a filter. And you can see it's got the different sort of effects that it's added in. And then if that's the filter you want to use, you just have to select it and then it'll apply it. You can customize the filters too if you need to. And then it applies it before you take a photo. There's one in here called Auto Trim, which to my knowledge is currently not on the Galaxy S25 series. If I go into Galaxy AI here, there's no auto trim in any of the videos or sort of creative features. You've got audio eraser, that's not here, but there's no auto trim. The way auto trim is designed to work is that you can quickly cut down a video to just their best moments in the Studio app, which is Samsung's video editor that they replaced the standard video editor with and called it Studio. So it can sort of take the beginnings and ends of the video and trim it down, saving storage space and just sort of clipping the highlights together. I literally just got this phone an hour ago, so I haven't taken any content with it just yet. So as I sort of use this, and especially in our review, I'll break this down. But effectively, it's there to sort of trim down video. You've got AI Select, which is the Smart Select that's been rebranded AI Select, and it's basically the same as it is on S25. You just draw around stuff. The only thing you don't get is sketch to image added in there. Everything else, though, like the ability to extract the text from it and some of the contextual stuff, that will definitely be a part of it. And then you've got read aloud. And the way this is kind of done is it will just read web pages aloud. Whereas on the S25, you can summarize the article and then read the highlights aloud, whereas this is just reading the articles aloud. They've grouped that in as an intelligent feature. The other big software addition from One UI 7 that has actually come across is the now bar, but there's question marks over its implementation, especially with the positioning of the fingerprint scanner. There is differences in terms of the now bar offering. Like you can see what is offered on the now bar on the S25 is very different to the now bar on the A56. You do have some of the sort of normal ones like Samsung Notes and voice recorder and clock and maps, but you miss out on a few like sports from Google, Samsung Health, although I probably just haven't got Samsung Health set up. Maybe that's to do with it. And Bixby isn't here over here as well. But the way it works is different as well. So if I start the voice recorder over here for the first time, yes, hit record. If I just pause the recording, we can see the little now bar live notification at the top corner there. When I tap on it, it brings it up in the same way on here. So that's fine. What's different is how it looks on always on display. So if I close it, you can see for some weird reason on the A56, it sits and moves around the screen as opposed to just holding itself in a simple position. I think I know what the reason is. The display panel on the S25 and the S25 Ultra is using a more advanced technology for always on display, which means it can hold things in position longer and do subtle micro movements instead of big jumps around. When it's the lock screen, it's currently in the same position. However, if I go and turn on the fingerprint, one moment, you will see it move. It is so high up the screen as opposed to easy to reach with sort of where your thumb would normally rest that it just doesn't make sense. And that's all because of the placement of the optical fingerprint scanner. Still works the same. You can still press it and it even goes down to that spot when you press it instead of going up or out, as you can see. But it's just weird that it sits there. In terms of the camera, it's pretty much as is in terms of function and operation. You lose out on things like 4K 60 and 8K and stuff like that. But everything else, the way it sort of looks is very much the same, and the way it sort of operates, very much the same, barring this new thing called fun mode. And the whole idea of fun mode is that it will basically just apply Snapchat filters across your face. And yes, that's how it works. The other thing then is, what are the animations like compared to a flagship with One UI 7? Well, the only way you can do is try it. The good thing is it looks like Samsung has pretty much adopted the same fluency on the A56 compared to the S25. Probably going to be a lot more fluid. There'll be a lot more happening regarding the animations on the S25 versus A56, but you probably won't be mad with this level of integration. I know I'm not. You also don't get the now brief. I should highlight that as well. As far as the beta to S24 Ultra, let's take a look. So here's S24 Ultra with One UI 7 Beta 4. Bit of stuttering there on the S24 Ultra. That's why it's a beta, I guess. Anyway, that's the animations. So the A56 running One UI 7. Amazing that Samsung are finally launching One UI 7 a bit more widespread, even if it's new devices that are getting it for now. Hopefully, well, very soon, the beta program is expanding with One UI 7 hopefully launching inside the next month on devices globally. Hit subscribe to SamMobile TV, cover the A56 in a little bit more detail, including our full review coming soon. See you guys next time. Thanks.